Today we're going to do part-whole relationships with percentages. Just a warning before we start this one. Every year that I've taught this, there's been at least one person who decides to do it a different way than the way that I teach it, which is okay, except if you're going to do it a different way, you frequently have to know 3 or 4 different ways to set it up. The only reason why I like this particular method for solving the problems is you can use the same diagram for all the problems. Okay? Otherwise, you have to know like 3 or 4 different ways to do it, which is fine if you want to do that. But every year I've had at least one person who they can do some of the problems, but then the other problems they can't do at all because they only know this one method and it has limited usage. Okay? So let's take a look. So according to a sample label, 1 serving of Cheesy Mac macaroni and cheese contains 15% of the daily recommended amount of saturated fat that a person should eat. 1 serving of Cheesy Mac contains 3 grams of saturated fat. How many grams of saturated fat should a person eat in a day? All right, so let's take a look at this. So Paul made this chart. I'm going to suggest to everyone that you make these line charts when you do these problems. Is it a requirement? No. Do you have to show me some work? Yes. If you just have an answer written down, that's not going to be sufficient. So why does it make sense that the 3 grams and 15% go together? Because they are matching parts. Of the whole. %, is part. 3 grams is the matching part of the whole thing. Why does it make sense that the question mark and the 100% go together? Well, because they are the matching wholes. %, is the whole thing. And we want to find out, well, how much should they eat in a day? In a whole day? What is the recommended amount of saturated fat? The nice thing about this is if you set them up correctly, the equation is right there in front of you. 3 over 15 equals the question mark over 100 in this case. If you want to write the percents after the 15 and the 100, you can. I don't bother. It's not necessary. By the way, this is going to come up in a problem in just a second. Anytime you have 2 numbers on one side, you should be able to find the third number. If this is 15% and the whole thing is 100%, how much does that leave for this part? 85%. You can just find that by subtracting. There will be some problems where it's a good idea to find that. All right. So, why does this make sense? Well, we have matched the corresponding parts together and the corresponding wholes together. So we've matched the corresponding parts together and the corresponding wholes together. Now I'll give you the second thing that's important. when you're doing these problems, you always want to reduce the fraction that has numbers in it. If it's at all possible, you always want to reduce those. Because how many times does 15 go into 100? No, I don't know exactly. But when I reduce this reduces to 1/5. How many times does 5 go into 100? 20 times. That's much easier. So I'll multiply this by 20 over 20. And I get 20 over 100. So the question mark is equal to 20. So the answer is 20 grams. All right, let's try this next one. And please, on yours, just to keep the numbers from being horribly, horribly ugly, change this 8 milligrams in the first sentence to 6 milligrams. Thank you. So 1 large carrot contains approximately 6 milligrams of vitamin C. The recommended daily intake of vitamin C is 60 milligrams. Raisa wanted to find out what percentage of her daily vitamin C she gets from 1 carrot. Use the same method as above to draw first a diagram, then write and solve an equation. All right. So the 6 milligrams of vitamin C, is that the total that she needs or only part? Part. It's only part. So I'm going to put that part right here. So this is 6 milligrams. The recommended daily intake of vitamin C is 60 milligrams. Is that part or is that the whole? That's what they recommend for the whole day. What percent is 60 milligrams of what they expect you to get? 100%. Could we find this number that's missing in here? Yep. You don't have to on this one, but we're going to do some in just a second where we will. How can we find that? Subtract. 6 from 60 is 54 milligrams. She wants to find the percentage of her daily vitamin C she gets from 1 carrot. This is 1 carrot, right? So we want to know the percentage. So as an equation, this would be 6 is to something as 60 is to 100. Hang on a minute, please. Whichever one has numbers in it, we'll reduce that. 60 over 100 reduces to 6 out of 10, and I'm going to stop there. Could I go further? Yes. But once I've reduced it to that, what's the question mark equal to? 10. So it's 10%. Yes, sir.
I got a different answer, but I used the 8 milligrams.
Okay, well, if you use 8 grams, you're going to get a different answer. It's going to be kind of ugly, too.
Yeah, it was 2/15, which isn't very...
Yeah, it's not very nice. All right, let's go on to the back. So let's take a look at this one. Turner Middle School has 110 boys. 56% of the students in the school are girls. How many students go to this school? Okay. So let's make a diagram. This is going to be the total, 100%. It says there's 110 boys. Is that part of the students or all of the students? It's part. So this is 110. I'm going to mark on there that this is boys. Then it says 56% of the students in the school are girls. So this is girls. And the percentage, which is going to go on the bottom, is 56%. Which means, what percent are boys? 44%. Finding that makes your job way easier on this problem. And what am I looking for? Yes. Right, so I want the total, yes? I want the whole thing, so this is where my question mark goes. If I wanted to know how many girls there were, I'd put my question mark here. So now let's set this up. The 110 over 44 equals something out of 100. Again, reduce. If you don't reduce, you make this really, really hard. So 110 over 44. Well, let's see, dividing them both by 2 makes that 55 over 22. What can I divide both of those by? 11. So that's 5 over 2. And then what do I need to multiply the denominator by in order to get 100? 50. So I've got to multiply them both by 50. It's 250 out of 100. So my answer is 250 students. And again, there are other ways to do this. And if you want to learn them, have at it. But I think this is the easiest way. All right. Let's go on. Marissa's always looking for a great deal while shopping. She found a sale rack where all the jeans are marked 40% off. Her favorite jeans regularly cost $65. How much will Marissa pay for buying her favorite pair of jeans? Okay. So this will be 100%. Is the 40% a part or a whole? It's a part. And this is the amount off. Which means the rest of it is the amount that what?
She will pay.
Yeah, this is the part she's going to pay. What percent is she going to pay? 60%. And her favorite jeans regularly cost $65. Is that a part or a whole? That's the whole. And we want to know how much Marissa will pay. So, this question mark is to 60, as 65 is to 100. Again, we'll reduce. What are both of those evenly divisible by? 5. Let's see, that's going to be 13 over 20. And then what do I need to multiply the 20 by to get 60? To get 60. 3. So it's 39 over 60. So she's going to pay $39. Sir.
I got that a little differently.
Yes, there's more than one right way to do this. I'm going to show you this way every single time, though. I'm never going to show you anything else. Okay? So if you want to do it differently, that's fine. But I'm not going to confuse anybody else by showing them a different method. Okay? All right, let's take a look at this last one. At the same sale, Kirsten sees a shirt on sale for just $37.50. Is that a total or is that a part? It's a part. The shirt originally cost $50. Is that a part or the whole? That's the whole. Now, this $37.50, is that the discount or is that how much she's paying? That's how much she's paying. The discount is the rest. They want the percentage for the discount. So we're looking for this number down here. How can we figure out how much the discount was? Yes. Yeah. Subtract 50 minus 37.5. So it's $12.50. So that's 12.5 over the question mark equals 50 over 100. 50 over 100 reduces to what? A half. So what do I need to multiply this by so that I get 12.5 on top?
Oh, they were 64. Wait, never mind.
I need to multiply it by 12.5 over 12.5. That gives me 12.5 over 12.5 times 2, which is 25. So the question mark is 25. So that is 25%. Yeah. Now, could you have figured out what the percentage was for the pay and then subtracted at the end? Yeah, I think it's easier to subtract first, but it's not a big deal. All right, that is it for today's lesson.